Alright then, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new season of Apprentice League. We are in season 16, I believe. Is it season 16? Yeah, season 16 of Apprentice League. We have got 13 drivers on the grid, including two new people, which is Sonny Hayes, who is, I believe his name is Bruno, and the person down at the bottom, Adriv15. He is also... well, no, he's returning. Apparently, he raced in season 8, so he's very old to the server. Merlian, I think he done one race last season. I think he done the race that I missed, the season finale. Last season, it was Mr. What was his name? Gerald Joling, the Dutch driver, took victory in both AL and JL. He had a very good season. Obviously, he is banned. We've got PC Piggy. He is over from the mobile leagues. He has been glazed to absolute no end coming into this season by all the mobile drivers. He is very much your favourite to win AL and maybe even JL, and that .4 is a very nice time indeed. That will most certainly, or most likely, be the finishing time. I can't see anyone in Apprentice League doing better than a .4. If they do, they will be maybe looking at a mid-season ban at some point. We've got two drivers in the 40s. Damn. Oh, this guy's new as well. Andy Love Finn is also new. Kamaki improving to .6. That is not bad. He is racing for, I believe, Banner's team, I think. Or maybe that was last season. I have no idea. Axis is here. He's down to 9 fingers. He broke one of his fingers, so we will see what he can do with that disadvantage to everyone. He's on a .9. Look at that difference between P1 and P3. That's insane. Like, this is this could be a dominant season from Piggy as we go around the final corner. He will not improve on this lap. He's hit the wall. No one's going to improve on a .4. Jesus Christ, look at that gap. No one is improving above a .9 even. Will that be it? Will the two bottom drivers improve down to into the 30s? They will not. So that will be your grid. Not much change in that last lap. It is Piggy on pole position to start his career in Apprentice League. Very, very strongly, 5/10 ahead of P3, Kamaki in P2, Axis in P3, Punk in P4, Petal and Ricky Boy P5, P6, Gale Prad up in P7. That is a great qualifying from him. Maybe a personal best for Gale Prad. Mathigal in P8, Adriv, the new driver, in P9, Merlian in P10, down out of the bottom 10. It is Polak, he did not qualify last. Sonny Hayes, aka Bruno, in P12, and Andy rounding out the grid in P13. Well then, welcome back. We are on the grid to start season 16, a brand new season with Piggy, the mobile driver, on pole, Kamaki in second, and Axis in third. No more delay, we have started season 16. Everyone is on the mediums except 4 drivers who have started on the softs. The hard are definitely not the tyres to go. Kamaki and Piggy have already got a gap out of turn 1 down at the back. Polak has lost 3 positions. He is down in last. Gale Prad, Punk, and Petal all having a fight for the third spot of the podium, the bottom spot of the podium. Gale Prad falling down just a little bit, fighting with Ricky Boy. Punk pushed into the wall by Petal, probably not optional. That will just be his ping. Up at the top it's Piggy and Kamaki by almost a second before we even finish lap 1. Petal and Punk look to be in a little bit of a lag rocket there, but backed out of that one. Petal did. Gale Prad still in that top pack, having a very good start to this race. Then it's Adriv in P8, big massive gap to Merlian, and then Axis, Sonny Hayes, Andy and Polak all at the back. Piggy leads the way. Punk looking for a move down the inside of the British mobile driver. He has had a great start to his career in the PC leagues. Kamaki up back into P2. Petal goes round the inside. Punk making it 3 wide into that horrible corner. We're going 3 wide once again. 3 wide in Singapore is maybe not optimal, considering the walls are, well, concrete. Gale Prad and Adriv having a fight for P7 here. Gale Prad having a great race. Adriv, Christ almighty, new driver, so not wanting to let Gale Prad have any room. Gives himself no room and goes off the track. That promotes Galeprad up into P7. Matty got up in P6, having a very good race. Piggy has been pushed back down to P5. I wonder what happened there. I did not see. Punk leads the way on the soft tyres. He was one of the only drivers to start on softs. He will now go on to hard tyres to end the race. Kamaki in P2 just following his slipstream, hoping to break away from the Dutch Ricky Boy. Will this finally be Ricky Boy's season? We will have to wait and see. Still yet to get a win in any league, and he has been here longer than I'd imagine most people on the grid today. Kamaki makes a mistake, Punk makes a mistake, Ricky Boy up into P2, Petal up into P3, getting 3 wide into turn 6 there. Never mind, Petal backs out of that one. Very good. More mature Petal coming into this new season, and I believe he got better internet coming into this season as well, which you can see because he made it out of the CC. Hopefully we can see a good season from him as well if he can navigate his ping on these drivers that don't really know how to drive with ping. Ricky Boy just taking the slipstream from Punk, hoping to break away from the Williams car and the V-Carb car of Petal and Kamaki. Piggy still not able to get back up. Then we've got Mathigo, then we've got Gilprad, Adriv, the new driver, Axis, Merlian, Pollock and Andy fighting in the Red Fury cars, and at the back it is Sonny Hayes. Sonny Hayes has got a problem. Fucking hell. I've literally just watched that film yesterday, so yeah. Anywho, up at the top, Ricky Boy and Punk have gotten a big gap. They've got just about a second to Petal, Kamaki and Piggy, who is now just about in their slipstream. Has he not quite? What's the command I can do again? Is it Control F1? I don't know. I don't know if that's either going to bring up the slipstream or close my PC. I don't want to find out. Anywho, Petal and Kamaki. Petal, massive mistake there, giving Ricky Boy, who also made a mistake there, a bigger advantage. Never mind, he ruins that for himself. Punk has led this race away just a little bit on those soft tyres. Medium should start to have an advantage about now. However, Punk is still making it work with Ricky Boy making a lot of mistakes, and these bottom 3 drivers as well, 3rd, 4th and 5th, making quite a few mistakes as well. Look at that gap. There's a 3-second gap Mathigo has got on both sides of him. He's having a great race for him. Gilprad making a massive mistake there, maybe getting pushed by Adriv there. I'm not too sure, but that promotes Axis up into P8. Commanders all air. I was just about to do it as well. It's not Alt F4, I know that. What is it? Control F1? Is it Alt F1? Which one is it? I know Kubo knows. Oh, I don't know. Anywho, Punk is still leading the way in this race. He will probably pit this lap. Ricky Boy up in P2. Piggy has managed to come back. I swear he was down in P5 just a second ago. Punk is leading the way. Ricky Boy has caught the slipstream. He wants to get past soon. Hopefully no one gets dragged into the pit lane with Punk. They do not. He will pit onto the hard tyres, which means he will have I don't believe he will have the better tyres by the end of the race. S and F1. If this closes my PC, it doesn't. Oh, come on. Right, there we go. We can see the slip. I'm trying to figure this out for ages. Here we go. Piggy and Ricky Boy having a fight down here. Punk in a world of his own coming out in P4. So he will bridge that gap in between himself and P3 by the time Kamaki, Ricky and Piggy all pit, but I don't know how much the mediums have over the hards. I've done no practice on this track, so this is going to be a terrible commentary because I know absolutely naff all about this track, and clearly about my keyboard as well. Ricky Boy comes out just behind Punk. Punk made quite a few mistakes on that lap. Ricky Boy, as we can see, has the slipstream. He does indeed have the slip of Punk on hards. Why is Ricky on hards? Oh, I don't know. Up at the top, Kamaki has caught Piggy. Never mind. No, he's not. Cool. Petal has also come out of the pits in P5. He is nowhere near the slip of Punk and Ricky Boy. We're still having a bit of a fight. Punk is very much an AL driver in a nutshell. He does not like anyone else leading except himself. Ricky Boy taking a little bit too much gravel there, however, so did Punk. He leads the way still in this race. Ricky Boy just behind, however, Piggy has got the medium tyres, so does Kamaki. Petal does not, however, he wants to be ahead of Kamaki for some reason and hits the gravel. Piggy will most likely catch these drivers. Oh, Kamaki will hopefully catch these drivers now. And we could by lap 18 have a 4-way, maybe 5-way fight for the win, which will be great to see. Down at the back, Mathigo still with a big gap either side of him. However, Adriv is catching. He's done pretty well in this race. I saw him kill Gilprad a little bit, but it's Apprentice League, is always going to happen. Axis in P8 also having a solid race for very little practice. Gilprad in P9, he's dropped a couple positions. Merlian in P10, Polak down in P11. However, he's not last. He said he was going to be last by 10 seconds, so clearly his expectations need to be a little bit higher of himself. Andy on debut in P12, and Sonny Hayes down in last place in the not Apex GP car, however it looks like it currently. Punk is being caught by Ricky Boy. He'd lost the slip, did Ricky Boy on Punk on the fresher tyres as well, however just not so well on this track as Punk is. However, gained a little bit out of turn 2. Piggy and Kumaki on the better tyres. They do not want to take advantage of that whatsoever. I'm going to turn this off now, it's hurting my head. Kumaki and Piggy fighting here. They're not wanting to catch the top 2, it seems. However, they still are, because they're fighting and still catching. That's just how much the tyres are better than the hard tyres. Sorry. Up at the top, Punk has now got a 1 second gap. Piggy has passed Ricky Boy on the hard tyres. Ricky Boy doesn't seem to be taking that corner well at all. However, he's doing it the exact same every single time. Kamaki just out of the slipstream range there. We do not need the overlay to know that. Ricky Boy has completely lost Punk. Goes down the outside of Piggy. Punk making a little mistake there. Ricky Boy coming back at him just about. Piggy wants to get past Ricky on the better tyres as well. Apparently, I've been told the hards are terrible on this track, so I don't know why Ricky put onto them. He had a perfect window to do medium. He has gotten a terrible exit out of there. Piggy now down the inside of Punk into turn 1, 2 and 3. Punk taking a little bit of gravel, however gets a better exit somehow with the slipstream down into turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Down into turn 6 and does not be able to get the move away. They're about to start lapping cars as well. Punk down the outside with a very laggy move there. Sonny Hayes getting lapped. He's very much struggling out there. Punk and Piggy going too wide. Kamaki just behind waiting for someone to happen. Where's Ricky gone? Oh god, he's completely lost them. However, with this fighting, Punk demoted now down to P3. He's lost 2 positions. Piggy and Kamaki fighting for what seems to be the win here. Punk, oh my god, he's very, very aggressive. Hits the gravel, and that was his own doing there. We'll see if he can fight his way back into the top pack to fight for the win by the end of the race. He will have better tyres by the end of the race. Ricky will have 1 lap better tyres than him. However, he does not seem to be clicking with this track so far. Hopefully I didn't jinx it by saying, will this be his season? It seems, or at least this won't be his race today. It does not seem he's out of the fight for the win for now. However, this is Apprentice League, so anything can happen. Kamaki now leads the race once again. Piggy fighting to try and get down the inside. Never mind, he does not. He stays behind Kamaki. Slipstreaming. What is this? Slipstreaming in Apprentice League? Could not be. Piggy gets pushed onto the wall. Punk down the inside. Will he slipstream? Absolutely not. Punk trying to move down the inside into turn 6. Does not get the move done. On the worst tyres as well at this stage. However, I'd imagine they'll probably even out by the end of the race. Somewhat. Punk making a massive mistake there. He is out of it. Ricky is very much out of it. He's actually getting caught by Peto. So that will be interesting to see by the end of the race if he can make any grounds on him. Mathigo 11 seconds behind Peto. What? Gee, what is the top 5 cooking? I have no idea. Peto catching Ricky Boy. He has fallen off a cliff towards the end of the race. Punk and P3, however, the top 2 are still in the fight. 2 laps to go. Piggy down the inside of Kamaki into this very, very weavy section. Kamaki letting it stay for now. Will he try down the outside of Piggy? Down the inside? No, he doesn't. He's slipstreaming him for now. Into the chicane. He backs out of that move as well. He is letting Piggy leave until the last lap. Down the outside of the last turn into turn 1 goes Kamaki. Down the outside, Piggy got the inside into turn 1, does not make the move. Kamaki still stays in P2 here on the last lap of the race. Down the inside he goes. He's not wanting to slipstream at all. He wants to defend for the rest of this lap. Piggy has had a great debut race in the PC leagues. He has looked very promising. Into the wall, he pushes himself, and Kamaki, however, lets Kamaki through. That lets Punk somewhat back into the fight for the win here. Piggy has let Kamaki through, but at what cost? He's almost lost his slip, however, not anymore. Kamaki lets him through with that mistake there. Piggy onto the gravel, Kamaki onto the gravel as well. It'll be a fight to the line here. It is going to be Piggy who takes the win by 0.02 of a second to win race 1 in season 16. That is a great way to start your season. Kamaki P2, Punk in P3, Ricky Boy got the P4 in the end. Petal P5, Matthegill gets P6. That could be a best finish for him. I don't know. Great race for him. Axis in P7, Adriv in P8 on debut, or return I should say. Very, very long waited return for him. Gilprad dropped down a few positions into P9. A decent result for him. Top 10, Murlian in P10. Polak will finish P11. He was not last. Congrats. Sonny Hayes looks like he's gotten the best of Andy towards the end of this race. Whoa, gee, he's definitely got the best of Andy towards the end of the race. My God. Sonny Hayes will cross the line to finish P12, and then Andy rounding out the grid on his debut race in P13. This looks like it's going to be, once again, a very good and competitive season in Apprentice League. That was race 1 of Apprentice League season 16, won by debutant Piggy. He was hyped up to be incredible, and it seems like he could in fact be pretty damn decent. We'll see what he can do later on in Journeyman League as well. Later on, or next week I should say, we go to Easter Island, a very difficult track, a track that is very much not loved. We'll have rain, however, not in Apprentice League. We don't have rain in that. 21 laps in Chile. We will see what happens there, and if all, hopefully we get a little bit more attendance as well. But that has been it then for race 1. We will see you all next week. Adios.